Okay, so let me tell you a story. It's about a brilliant idea, a really, really big problem, and a powerful new kind of assistant that completely changed the game. It's all about finding that sweet spot between our own human creativity and some pretty amazing technology. It all kicks off with a question I bet you felt before. You know, you have this incredible idea, something you're just so excited about. But then, reality hits. The work just piles up and up, and suddenly it all feels like way too much. So can a great idea actually get too big to handle? Well, let's meet a team who found out the hard way. First up, we've got Ayo. She's 12, and she's the leader with the big vision. She's a real historian, always digging deeper and trying to understand the world by asking that one simple, powerful question. Why? Then there's Zainab. She's 11, and she's the heart of the team. For Zainab, it's not just about the facts and figures. No way. She's the storyteller who cares about how a story makes you feel, how it connects with you. And rounding out our crew is 13-year-old Kofi. He's the tech wizard, the sound genius. Kofi is all about getting that super clean, crisp audio and those perfect edits that make everything they do sound totally professional. So together, they had this amazing idea. I pitched it. What if we start a podcast about African inventors? Not just the famous ones everyone knows, but the quiet geniuses, the unsung heroes whose stories really need to be told. Fantastic, right? They were so fired up, but that awesome energy pretty much hit a brick wall. Their amazing dreams started to look more like a nightmare when they saw the to-do list of doom. Every single step, from the research to the recording to the editing, it all just became this huge mountain of work for just 3 kids. And you can feel that feeling of being totally overwhelmed, right? As Ayo said, they were drowning. The project that was supposed to be fun and inspiring had just turned into a massive chore. It felt like they were failing before they even got started. But right when they were about to give up, a wise voice came in with a question that changed everything. It wasn't about whether they could physically do all the work themselves. The real question was, should they? And that little shift in thinking opened up a whole new world. That's when their mentors showed up. You can think of them as guides for this new digital world we're in. They were here to help Ayo, Zainab, and Kofi figure out their huge problem. So let's meet this new team. First, you've got Professor Data, the joyful genius who absolutely loves logic and smart systems. Then there's Spark Solar, who is just pure energy. He's the one who gets creative ideas fired up and moving. And finally, Nuruddin, the narrator, the wise storyteller who connects the past with the future. So what was their big secret weapon? They introduced the team to a brand new kind of helper, artificial intelligence, or as you've probably heard, AI. Now put simply, AI is just a tool. It's a system that can learn from tons of information to help out with all sorts of tasks. It's not magic. It's just really good at finding patterns and getting work done. Professor Data showed them exactly how this could work. He laid out a whole new plan where AI could handle all the boring, repetitive stuff. Things like doing research super fast, automatically turning their recordings into text, and even doing the first round of cleaning up background noise from their audio. And just like that, poof, everything changed. Those messy audio files got clean. The hours and hours they would have spent typing were done in seconds. For Ayo, it felt like they'd hired an invisible assistant who just took care of all the boring stuff, which meant they could finally get back to what they loved. And this is a really, really important idea to get about AI. The systems are incredible at automating structured, repetitive tasks. This doesn't get rid of people. It actually frees us up to focus on the things that really need a human touch, like creativity and heart, and telling a great story. But this brings up a huge question. Now that they have this super powerful tool on their team, who's actually in charge? Is it the human or is it the machine? This is where the mentor's most important lesson really begins. Nuruddin, the wise narrator, explained it perfectly. AI is a tool. It can look at patterns and suggest things. It can even write words. But it has zero understanding of what those words mean. Only humans, with our feelings and our values, can decide what truly matters. And that's the real key, isn't it? There are some things that have to stay human. The heart of the story, the emotion. That's Zainab's job. The ethical choices about what's fair. The important truths you want to share. And maybe most important of all, your own unique voice, your personality. Spark Solar, our creative catalyst, drove this point home with all his energy. Your voice, your way of seeing the world, that's the most precious thing you've got. I can be a great partner, but that voice is yours and yours alone. You've got to protect it. So check out their new workflow. It's a real partnership. So how the humans are in the driver's seat. They make all the big creative decisions. Then the AI acts like a powerful assistant, handling the technical stuff. This is what a real human AI team looks like in action. And here's the best part. By handing off all that draining, boring work, they didn't lose their creative spark at all. In fact, they protected it. They suddenly had so much more time and energy to pour into the parts of the podcast that really mattered to them. The storytelling, the heart, and their own special voices. Nuruddin's final piece of wisdom really sums it all up, doesn't it? This powerful new tool didn't come to replace them. It came to make space for them. Space to be more creative, more thoughtful, and more human. So what are the big takeaways from our team's adventure? First, AI is awesome for tasks that need speed and structure. But, and this is the most important part, humans have to be the ones to guide the voice, the values, and the meaning. The smartest creators are the ones who know what work to give to the tool and what work to keep for themselves. Because when you use great tools the right way, they don't get in the way of your creativity. They help it grow. Ayo, Zainab, and Kofi found a way to tell their incredible story without burning out. They learned how to lead the technology instead of being led by it. And that leaves all of us with one final thought. Your story is out there, just waiting to be told. So the real question is, how will you tell it?